there, Facebook. It is Vanessa here again, your speaker, trainer, and coach from Live, Love, Give. And today I am bringing you a message from day 3 of an amazing event that I'm attending at the moment. Sitting in the car because it's super freezing outside. It's a bit earlier today at the event, and it's the last and final day of what's been a really cool experience and a really different experience. And it really gave me the motivation, or the inspiration I should say, to deliver today's message to you guys, which is all about asking you, are you allowing, unresolved emotions from your childhood dictate your adult life? And this is a really cool one for me because yesterday we went through this exercise, and it's all kind of using NLP sort of techniques, and we do it in partnership. So we've been sort of partnering up with different people, going through these different exercises. And the one that we went through yesterday was to identify our ideal in a particular area of life. And from that place, come up with what are those key words that would be our absolute ideal. For me personally, my main focus is on my mission and my, what I'm building. And so I really focused on that. People were focusing on their career, on their business, on their finances, on their relationships, on their health, all different areas of life. And from there, we identified what are the key words that describe our absolute ideal in that key area of life. And from that place, then we gave ourselves a rating as to where we would love to be, our ideal, compared to where we currently are. How would we rate ourselves from 0 to 10? 10 being, I've already got it, I've already got my complete ideal, or 0, I don't have it at all, right? So, and I really love that. I think that we have to make things measurable, or else we're never going to know where we are on the map or where we want to get to, and it's just a guessing game, right? So that was really cool. But then we went through this partnered exercise where the instructor gave us a demonstration with somebody who volunteered, and she took her through this process of tapping into how it made you feel, like tapping into the emotions that were generated from you seeing that your current situation is quite different from your ideal, in terms of the rating that you gave yourself. And so what she did was she said, for instance, one of the key areas for me, I can't think of what some of the ones for the woman is, so I'll just use an example for me. So in terms of my ideal, I had a key word up there, which was community. And, so you give yourself a rating between, your ideal of community versus where it currently is. And so for this woman, let's just say that was one of her examples. She, the instructor then asked her, well, how does that, considering community is an ideal for you in your mission, how does it make you feel that it's currently only at a 2? Say, for instance, right? And then from there, this person with their eyes closed, they tap into that emotion. They're like, well, it makes me feel blah, it makes me feel disappointed, or it makes me feel blah, blah, blah. And then the process is, well, when you feel disappointed, how does that make you feel? And when you feel that way, how does that make you feel? And you get through a series of emotions until you get to this kind of base. And we went through each of the ideals and the ratings that we gave them, and we were able to start seeing a pattern of emotion that we would experience, just depending on the ideal. It might start differently, but then as you go on and you go through each of the ideals and you give you each of those ratings, you start to really see these emotional patterns that we kind of end up in. And what the purpose was to kind of find the linchpin. What was that linchpin emotion that was really driving all of the other emotions? And then once we identified that, we went through a kind of script, an NLP script, which actually takes you back and gets you tapping into your subconscious, which is really driving your results. And, tapping into that emotion and asking your subconscious, and this might sound kind of weird but if you've never experienced it, any of it before, but me it was even kind of a bit weird because you know, it was a bit, I've never thought of myself as really great at visualization and those sort of, you know, exercises. So I was kind of like, oh, like, how am I going to go with this and whatnot? And anyway, flash forward, this woman who was having the work done as a volunteer, she just had an emotional breakdown, tapped into all of this emotion from her past little child self, and it was really beautiful to actually see her transition and go through this and be so open to it. And so when it was my time with my partner, I just made a commitment. I'm going to just leave my doubts at the door, and I'm just going to go with it, and I'm just going to see what happens and what comes up. And it was so surprising, because instantly I was shot into this vision, or this old past memory that I thought had long gone, never to be seen again, never to be experienced again. And I got this instant moment and flashback from my subconscious, which was my 5-year-old self on my very first day of school, standing on the basketball court at my new school and feeling completely alone for the very first time in my life. You know, I was always surrounded by people. I was always, you know, the youngest, the only girl, you know, and this was the very first moment in my life that I experienced this alone feeling, which ended up being one of my linchpins. And from there, it gave me so much insight as to the decisions that I've made in my life, why I always had to have that people around me, always had to have that, in particular, like one best friend or one partner that, you know, I created codependency around. And it's only been really, ultimately, you know, we all transition and grow in stages, but really over the last year has been when I've made my most growth in that realm. And I'm making a lot of discoveries that I'll share more with you guys as I move through them and really work them out, so that I can articulate it in a way that actually supports you. But I'm making some major breakthroughs, and it's super empowering to identify why we do what we do, and be able to also see how our unresolved emotional experience from childhood, when we didn't have the tools, we didn't have the emotional intelligence to give ourselves or even ask for ourselves what we actually needed, to be able to have a process that takes you back, not to stay there and stay stuck in a poor emotion, but actually to go back, to resolve the emotion and to come forward towards a new compelling future, so you no longer have to make fearful decisions, you know, from that place of being a child and not having it resolved. And that's what all of us in the room were going through yesterday, and will continue today. And I'll keep you informed as to what we kind of go through today and how that can be of value to you guys. But I just wanted to share that with you, and it's a process that I'm going to be definitely bringing to all that I'm working with as I go through the next stages of that, because it's been super valuable, and being able to work with others and take them through that process over this weekend has been phenomenal as well. So can't wait to share more of that with you guys. But I definitely want to check in with you guys. I think I have to run. I'm running a bit late, but I definitely want to check in and say hi to me. I love connecting with you guys, and definitely let me know where in the world you're tuning in from. If you have any questions or comments, I'd love to hear from you. So let me check in. I've got Jonathan and Roxana and Rose and Hassani. I love it. My team's in the house. And Dennis, awesome to see you. And Ram and Michael and Judy and George and Jace, awesome to see you. And Essendon EHB. Don't know what that is, but that's cool. Thanks for being here. And Giuseppe, happy Sunday to you, my friend. And Patty's here. And Dennis, yes, old stuff is hard to shake. But that's what's so funny. Like, this process that we went through, it seemed almost too quick to be able to have that kind of a transformation and transition, considering people go and see psychologists for years and years and years trying to work this stuff out. So it's super, super cool getting some new tools in my tool belt and having some more experience with it. So yeah, absolutely, Dennis. But I don't think it has to. So that's a cool thing. And Patty and Jody and Rayad and Ali and Hakan and Alexandria and Sam. Awesome to see you guys. Yes, and I love Charles is here too. Awesome. Hey, Charles. And Jason from Colombia, I love it. And Moises and Zena and Kenny and Gabrielle and Sam. That's good, love it, awesome. And hey to you, Gabrielle, and Mike's here, and Klaus, and Riyadh, and Dennis. Make peace with the past, own the future. Boom, I love that, absolutely. And Sam, beautiful share. Thank you. You're so welcome, my friend. And Rose, good morning to you. And thank you. I will have a wonderful Sunday. You have a wonderful Saturday, and I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. And Stephen's here, and Riyadh from Algeria. Nice to have you join me. That's awesome. I love the diversity in the community and the group. So thanks so much for being here. And Huss, you're so welcome. You're the best. And I definitely will enjoy today's training, and can't wait to see you tomorrow either. In the next live training for the group. So that's awesome. So thank you so much, guys, for joining me. I always appreciate each and every one of you for taking your time out and jumping on so randomly with me. I really hope that today's message has just got you thinking about, what could be those unresolved, emotions from your past that may be limiting your future self, and you don't even know about it. Tony Robbins says, ignorance is not bliss. Ignorance is pain. We've got to do the work to uncover this sort of stuff, work through it and move past it. Not stay stuck there, move past it and beyond it so that we can access our potential and not have all these blind spots that restrict us. So, awesome. And Victoria, you're just joining. I hope you catch the recording, get a ton of value from today's message. As always, guys, I'm sending you all of my love, light, blessings, gratitude, energy, enthusiasm, everything extraordinary coming to you, to wherever you are in the world today. I hope it's beautiful, amazing, and extraordinary, just like you. And I cannot wait to see you guys tomorrow. Much love.